Hey, it's Andre. It's time for a Friday flying update. This week, I crashed something. I built something, and I got something cool in the mail. Well, it's been quite the week, and actually last weekend I was so tired and so exhausted from the week and just not feeling well that Friday flying update didn't happen, and I actually didn't do any flying and any videos. I just spooled down and just, it was just not a fun weekend. So, but feeling much more energized and having a little fun. And in fact, I got out flying, and the Hall Cherokee glider that's sitting over here actually went up, and I flew in some pretty windy conditions, and it did pretty well on the A-Spec 2265C packs, and I really had to keep the throttle up to deal with those winds, but I'm really looking forward, as I said in the video, to flying that glider in calmer conditions, and then later on this May we'll get out with remove the EDF and do some towed scenarios. So really looking forward to that one. The only bad flight of the day, unfortunately, on Tuesday was this guy. And this is what's remaining of my FT Arrow, my Mighty Mini Arrow. It was a 10-second flight, and it did a significant bounce. The hit was good enough to actually destroy the 3D printed, PLA printed mount. So, well, I got another one, so I'm going to fix it up. I'm going to see if I can re-glue the center. It's just, you know, some minor damage here and there. Nothing I've never done before, obviously, but it was just funny. It was one of those things where everybody was like, what did you do? And I said, I didn't compensate fast enough. I guess I didn't react to what the wind was doing to the airplane quick enough. So I'm like, oh, wow. So it's going to get rebuilt or replaced or something. I've got all the pieces and bits and ready to go, and we'll check all the equipment out. Should be fine. Purely pilot error. I was FPVing, and I just didn't get her up in time to recover from the ground. So, on to other things. So, this will come back. It's a problem this time of year as you start, you know, not having time to repair stuff and should be out and running and doing more and more projects and flying and everything. So, it will get fixed because I do enjoy flying that plane a lot. So what have I been doing with the rest of my week? Well, I stripped down the HMB frame because I wanted to start upgrading a lot of the components. Everybody was, you know, razzing me about how long wires were. And in the process, I decided that I would actually switch off the HMB frame and try the other ones, a couple of the frames that had been sent in to me, just to push myself to a new level. So what you have in here is a little ZMR clone, I guess. And it's all, you know, carbon fiber and everything. So these are all my old motors and ESCs, but I've gone now and I've shortened all the leads down, and that is, underneath there's a nice distribution board rather than a big wired mess, and that is a Flip 32 that Marco had included in the package. And I'm actually going to get in there and I'm going to remove all the connectors and clean it up, turn it on 90 degrees so I have access to the USB, and I've already done Clean Flight, BH Heli or whatever it is on the ESCs now, so I've already changed those. Those are like little 20 amp Afros that I've had for a while now for my original 250 quad project. So, and they one shot and everything, so it's going to be an interesting experience. So far, one of the motors has got a bit of a vibration on it, and that's, you'll remember, this thing was all on the HMB when it went in and thundered in, so it may not be perfect, but hey, it's a way to go. One of the things Marco was asking me about was, would I be interested in doing a review a comparison between CC3D and the Flip. I do have an AS32, but that's something special is coming for that. So, and again, I'm running my my S-Bus Orange RX, and I want to get in there. I want to strip out all the extra receiver bits and maybe even just wire directly in. And the whole objective is to get all the wiring down to almost minimal and just really shorten things down, even solder directs and so. So it's an exercise in a different change for me, figuring out what I can and can't get away with doing, and just pushing myself a little harder to do a couple of different things. So I've enjoyed the challenge. I've also noticed I need a new soldering iron because my old iron, the tip is just useless, and it's just an ancient thing. It's just time to actually equip myself properly with some really good gear. So we'll go from there. So nothing wrong with the HMB, but like I said, it's just one of those things where I'm experimenting and learning and experiencing new equipment and technology. So this weekend, probably tomorrow early in the morning, this thing, my dad's old FT Mustang. I've gone back and reinforced stuff and cleaned up a bunch of parts and fixed a bunch of the tape and everything in the paper, put in a new motor. Well, it's a used motor. It's got a bit of vibration and everything, but hey, we'll get up flying. He has recently rebuilt one out at Elmer's. This is out of the FliteTest Atom style foam. So we're going to do a head-to-head comparison between, and I'll be able to tell you just how they fly differently. The only difference between my plane and his is the power pack. His motor's got a little bit more punch, but then, you know, I fly like crazy anyhow. So, so we'll have some fun. We'll do a comparison between the two styles of airplanes. If anyone was watching my reports last week, or the week before, I had an unfortunate incident with the Albatross, and it is back together. I've glued and taped and fixed and, you know, did some nice work with foam tack, and it's back together. If the winds are good tomorrow and I'll charge up some extra packs and everything, I think I want to try this guy again, and I will make sure to roll some footage on it. So because it is a nice airplane, I was very happy with how it flew. It relaxing and everything. You know, you do have to fly it, but again, it was unfortunate that it had a glitch and crashed on me. So in the mail earlier this week or last week, we did have a few FPV goodies, and this is for the ground station that I'm going to be working on from Marco had sent me. Speaking of which, he and I spent a great deal of time talking, and I've ordered a bunch of little tiny components just to do all the soldering and everything and start building up the modems and equipment that get utilized to do the project. So this is an Amway heel coil receiver antenna, so that's pretty cool. You know, that was, I could build stuff like this, but I couldn't build it for the same price, you know, once you start adding in all the connectors and everything. So this was just stuff that was on sale during the FPV sale with Hobby King that I just snapped up because I figured, okay, we'll try it and we'll put it this. So this will be the lead antenna on the tracker, basically. And then the other set I picked up, and you may have seen this from the previous update, was this guy, which is basically your little you know, receiver camera combo. It's only a 25 milliwatt transmitter. What I want to do with this is I'll have diversity on the ground station, and if everything goes well, I'm going to use this little 25 milliwatt transmitter, and I'm going to transmit back to my goggles. Everything's wireless to my little station, and you know, fix the frequencies and everything. Speaking of which, the last weekend when I was flying, we were having a lot of issues where all the guys are sitting on the same Fat Shark 8 channels. So I've actually ordered a mini receiver for my Fat Shark goggles, and I'm going to adapt them to run on that so I can get into a different frequency band and get away from all the clutter so we can actually successfully run. And then, oh yeah, everybody's seen this kit so far, I think. It does come with some Amway antennas and stuff like that, so it's a pretty good combination. A little this guy, I think this is a 400 TV line camera, so I'll figure out where to put that. It will get all used, and it will definitely be valuable, and some, you know, decent little antennas come out. So, you know, that's actually pretty stiff. You know, actually they've got a bit of give, so they can be bent to a 90 degrees and stuff. So, looking forward to seeing what that can do. Of course, last week the Elite came in. I haven't flown with this guy yet. I may actually strap him onto one of my FT planes this weekend if I get the desire that I need to get an FPV fix in, because obviously with my main wing down, and I still have the Explorer to build and the FT Racer, but as I'm saying, it's getting to the point now where projects need to be done and up and running. I also need to maiden all those planes, all the warbirds that I picked up from Hobby King over the winter, and get back in that. Still waiting on the tarmac to really solidify, and then dealing with whatever issues are at the field, obviously, because it is a very active place. Something really awesome arrived this week, and I had tweeted there was a package that had come from Sweden, and there's only one thing that comes from Sweden. It's got booms, it's got a center plate, and it's got some really big motors. Yeah, 3.5, the Tricopter from David version 3.5. So this is what the center plate was for. We initially discussed whether I was going to do a mini, and he says, no, go for the big thing, because he knows how much I like my older Tricopter with the classic DT750s. I love this thing to death, and actually I probably should just get it out and fly this weekend. I mean, it's this will be very interesting. I'm very curious to see how this thing performs. He's encouraging me to go 4S, so I've got a bunch of 1800s and 2200s and 2650s, which will keep it in the air for a while. If I go 3S, I need to pick up some 9-inch props versus the 8.5. So we'll see. But I think this thing is going to go in the air and fly this weekend because it's been a while, and I do enjoy flying it. So maybe even strap a 25 milliwatt transmitter onto it. So the kit is very, very, very impressive. I mean, it comes with the booms and all the tough tilts and the servos and everything. So I can't wait to get this thing in the air, and hopefully I have it ready for May when I go down and see the guys. And I asked him, the first thing out of my mouth when I asked him was like, besides thank you, like it's incredibly awesome, is can I do barrel rolls? And he says, oh yeah. So one thing nice about all these projects and everything is I'm finally stepping into with the Naze 32s and the Flip 32s and so on. I'm finally stepping into clean flight. And last night my experience flashing this guy and setting him up was seamless. Ran it in through the Chrome app and just built it and started. So it's a whole new world for me to play in and just have a really good time. So yeah, look at all this stuff. Fantastic. So really looking forward to May. It's going to be very busy. There's a lot on the plate, and I'm doing a lot of extracurricular activities. So who knows how things are going to span out, but I'm really looking forward to just getting some flying. Sunday looks wet, so Saturday morning I'm suspecting this guy's going to come out. This guy's going to come out. I'll probably take out the whole Cherokee again because I want to get up there and glide. So 3 or 4 planes and just get out early in the morning, have a good time, maybe even the Tricopter because I got a few backs I can wear off on that. So there we go. If you are considering coming to FliteTest in July, Melbourne, Ohio at the Fury Field, that is the 14th, 15th, and 16th of July, so the Thursday, Friday, Saturday, by all means, come out, be a pilot, even more important, and you want to be on my good list, be a volunteer. We still need about 30 or 40 more volunteers to make it go well. I've been trying to build a list up as a volunteer coordinator so that you only work like 2 shifts the entire weekend. So the more people we have, the better it goes, and just, come out, help us out for an hour or 2, and then send you on your way and you have a good time flying. But it makes the entire event run so much smoother. So I will be down in Ohio in May to discuss some more FliteTest setups and everything and have a good time with the guys and just have fun. But until then, it's the weekend, and great thing about that is we finally can spool down and have a good time and get out and fly. So if you're at the field, be safe, have fun. Thanks.